So this is going to be about my turning point, or when I first lost weight in 2007. It was the first big shift in my life. I grew up fat, didn't really do much outside of like play video games and sports with my friends, but nothing, I wasn't very athletic. I wore glasses, I was very shy, didn't have a masculine presence in my life besides some very abusive ones, but at the same time too, I didn't have a positive person in my life that I felt like had my best interest in hand. So being fat, I didn't really get attention from women, obviously, and my confidence was shot. So when I decided to lose weight, it really was came at my uncle saying, "Why don't you back away from the table, fat boy?" He said that, consistently over time, because I did. I mean, we would have some big. I'd get up in the middle of the night, drink soft drinks, or soda, however you want to put it, depending on where you're from. I would didn't have any mindset on. I didn't have a particular mindset. Didn't care about what I eat, and I never really been skinny. And I got picked on in school and stuff said to me and everything. So it was like, wished I would have made this decision probably at least the last year of my high school. So I'd say 2006 I should have done it, but and I made a promise to a girl about doing it in 2000. I think summer 2005. I liked this one girl, and I said, "Yeah, I'm gonna lose weight. I'm gonna come back." At least I told myself that. I didn't do it. I played a bunch of basketball and stuff, but I ate like crap, so it didn't really. It never. You can't out train a bad diet, and I'm proof of that. So it being that I lost weight and how I went about it was. So I was talking to a guy that I went to the gym with at the time, and I didn't know what I was doing. Just was going really. I wanted to play sports. That was one of the main reasons why I wanted to lose weight. Was that, and obviously I wanted to. The big shift I know it needed to be done, and I had pain in my knees. I had a jumper's knee, so every time I played basketball and stuff, it would hurt. So when I went to the gym, I started working with this guy for a company, and he asked me about these. They were called Venom. They were like caffeine pills, and they said they helped him lose weight. And I was like, let me try them. And this was end up going in. So this was the beginning of 2007. And I didn't. It wasn't a New Year's resolution or anything like that. But it kind of just lined up perfect, where I lost the weight over time up into my birthday on April 6th, around April time. Was about 190-ish, probably 190, between 190 and 200 if I remember correctly. I honestly don't remember the actual starting weight. But I started taking them, and I started really restricting on what I was eating. And at the time, mostly what I was eating, I would go get a chicken biscuit. I left that job with the guy and went to work for an auto place, and I would walk over there and get a chicken biscuit with cheese, and then I would go home and eat like cereal and stuff, very low fat stuff. I mean, that's a typical dogma at the time. And so I would do that for a while, and I really I didn't track calories or nothing like that, but I would go play a lot of basketball and basically eat 2 big bowls of cereal throughout the day. Well, it got to where I was like restricting it more over time, and I would get the point where I was starting to see the progress. And I remember like one of the defining weight was like 166, and I would be able to go to the gym and talk to the guys like, yeah, I'm 166 now. I noticed that after that I started losing weight more consistently, but definitely didn't do it right, especially knowing what I know now about calorie restriction, working out, eating enough protein. There was none of that in that. So I was definitely just losing weight. And so at that time, going from 190-ish to 166, I started seeing people would treat me a little differently. Well, it got addictive. And playing basketball, I noticed my pain in my knees was going away. And I was just able to move a lot better than I did before. And so I kept doing what I was doing. I kept starving myself at that time. I do intermittent fasting now, but this was way different. They were telling me you're not eating enough protein to recover, and it's like, I don't need protein. That's going to be unnecessary calories, not knowing that I should have took that into consideration to maintain the muscle mass that I had, or was still on newbie gains at the time. So I kept doing that, got down into the 150s, and the 150s, the last like 5 pounds, 5 to 10 pounds was going into the 140s. that's when big changes happened. I started having to buy new clothes, new shirts. I think the song for that year for me, and I remember playing it and play every time I hear it. It brings me back to 2007, and that was Metallica's "Wherever I May Roam," and that just got me fired up. I would play that going to go shop for clothes and stuff like that, and it helped me. Like I started getting attention from women, started getting attention from the way people treated me and stuff. But I remember one girl that was a friend of mine's girlfriend at the time, and she said something along the line. She said, "I liked you better when you were fat." And it's like, yeah, because you could pick on me and push me around. You can't do that now. And I was just slowly coming around my confidence, being sure of myself and stuff, but nothing to the extent I needed to be. And over the next couple of years helped me the most with doing that, especially started working out seriously and going to clubs. Obviously, I don't condone that now because it's not necessary for me, and my lifestyle is focused on Christ, not chasing validation or approval. But my relationship with my uncle is what changed the most, I would say, because he always talked down to me and treated me kind of disrespectfully and stuff. And once I lost the weight, and I was chasing his approval. I didn't want to, he would always be very critical of me. He was like an abusive older brother, because he's 16 years older than me. But we lived together. It was him, my grandma, and I. And we would live together. We lived like roommates. But when I lost the weight, he treated me a little better. But I could notice too that maybe some jealousy came out of it or whatever, because it started catapulting me in other areas too. And at that time, I was kind of just doing nothing really productive with my life. And I was trying to relive my childhood, or parts of my childhood I wished I had, because I was making money on my own then. I was, had a job. But that's the relationship. I'd say that's where it transitioned from being that he talked down to me, he was abusive and all that stuff, to when I lost the weight, he treated me a little better. I got along better with his friends and stuff. He hung around a younger crowd, so a little bit older than me, but younger than him, and it did help me a little bit. I started getting the attention of girls and stuff. I started doing all that stuff, so I guess he kind of treated me a little better in that respect. But the more I've worked on myself over time, fast forward to 2024, he's then gotten fat, and he won't listen to me about losing weight. I've made the little comment to him, "Man, once you're back away from the table, fat boy." He doesn't do it. He doesn't really care. So I guess that's the defining moment, in the sense of, somebody can be put in your life and used in a tough love manner, which I think most men need, if not all men nowadays, but they're too feminine and too soft to be able to accept it and use it. Even if it's negative, you can still use it to your detriment. To your advantage. I like when people second guess me, or they tell me I can't do something, or I'll create a scenario based off how they treat me, or what reaction I get from them, and I'll use it to propel me. So it's been a blessing in that sense, and I thank God for it, because I can definitely take a negative and turn it into a positive in a heartbeat. So if you can do that, that's what I guess what I've learned the most is, don't take a negative and turn it into a positive. And over time, if you're still chasing excellence, you're still bettering yourself. You can't expect the same people that gave you that impact to take it the same way you did, because you opened up and revealed a discipline, a patience, a consistency that most people just don't have. And they can be motivated for a little bit, but they have to dig deep. They have to dig deep. And it takes, obviously, intervention from God to be able to make the most of it. And that's what he did. And I thank God for it. And that's my experience on the first defining moment in my life of losing weight, and the way someone special, well, not someone special, but somebody big in my life treated me for it. And I don't know if y'all can relate to that or what, but I hope and pray that y'all can get some kind of impact, some kind of positivity out of it to use in your life.